you have been Dresden so long, this final round, you're making the 48. If you're making the 40th version, last week was your final round, and this is the final round, 48 side versus. So I see a few of you are here. I love that. If you can let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I would love that. And we have Rhonda here from Coastal South Carolina. Please go ahead and your first time here. We're so glad to be here. Nice to meet you. Let's Thomas here from Denmark. Dark and racing. So kind of like struggle. Hello. Is it on? Is it on now? Is it on now? I thought I turned it on. This mic, it has a light that shows that it's on, but it doesn't tell you if it's on or off. It just says that it's plugged in. So it's hello. It's very confusing. Let me see. Make sure I turned it on. Hold on. Turn on. Yes, it's on now. To like look at it closely. Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna give it a few seconds and see if you can hear me. Let's see here. Let's see. I just turned it on, so I know there's a little delay. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. Oh, can you hear me? Also, as I said, sound is all good now. I get a little bit of my opera. Let's see here. Angela said it's all good. And Susan said sound is low. Hope it's better. Okay, Susan says it's better. Very good. Awesome sauce. Happy says it's 2:04 Central Standard Time. Sounds great. So Happy, you ready for time changes? Grrr. I can never get used to it. D-Lin is from Finger Lakes in New York. It's cold and dreary here. Oh, you know what? It started to cool down. Like last week, it was cooler, and then past few days, it's been like in the 80s again. So it's like, is it gonna be cold or hot? Like, let's decide. But in the mornings, it's quite chilly, and then in the afternoon, it's warmer. So it's like you have to have two sets of clothes ready. So in the morning, like extra long, like thick sweatpants and like thick sweatshirts, and then in the evening, shorts and t-shirt. What can you do? Like while we're waiting for the seasonal weather change, right? Let's see. Terry. So glad you're here from Maryland. Drizzly 54. Ooh, that is super cold. Ugh. Yes, that is chilly, chilly, chilly. And make sure to miss anyone. Christy, hello. Hope you can hear me okay now. Awesome. Awesome sauce. There we go. Let me just make a quick announcement in the Facebook group that we are live. So for past few weeks, we've been streaming just into the school group. And this week, we're streaming into YouTube. And that's why you're here. And then all our Facebook friends will be able to join us as well. Let's see here. Where are we? What are we called on Facebook? Sometimes I forget. Just start with EPP. Oh, English PPPC. And how's everybody coming along with their expanding Dresdens? I would love to know. Let's see here. Oh, Happy says, don't want to have time change. Love the cooler weather. I'm coming to Vegas the week of the November 10th. Oh my goodness. It's going to be so fun, I bet. Let's see. And Sasa says, we are weather twins. Yes. Katrine, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Yay. So glad you're here. I'm just making sure that I can take a little peekaboo. So I just noticed, Kelly Grace posted about the Hexi swap again. If you didn't see that, I know she posted inside the society group on school, and she's posted inside the Facebook group as well. If you're not on school, make sure you check out the post that she shared on Facebook. I'll share it here too, just in case you missed it. For some reason, Facebook had marked it as spam. So let me turn so it's turned on. Hold on. Make sure her post is showing so that everyone that want to can participate. Let's see here. Where does Kelly's post go? Send. Well, let me share the link. Hold on. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Oh, internet slow on Facebook. So did you notice the like worldwide internet like outage the other day, like 2 days ago? Well, no, actually yesterday, like Sunday into yesterday. Um, Amazon Web Services, they had an outage and multiple websites were down. I think the site where we have the APP club, I think we were okay. I didn't notice any outage on there, but you might have noticed that you weren't able to log in, then that was the reason. It won't let me go and like it. So Kelly Turner Grace, that's the lady that you want to look for on the Facebook EPP Collective on Facebook if you want to join the swap. She's the only person that's allowed to post about hosting swaps simply because I know her and I know she's going to take care of everyone. So that's the lady you want to look out for. Lady, why won't you let me share this? It's very annoying. I'm just going to go ahead and pin it to the featured post so that if you want to look for it, you can go ahead and look for it. So she has the Google Doc. You can go ahead and sign up. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right. Christy is sewing the last few pieces of row 5. Woo! So exciting. Love that. Oh, ooh, Sasa has pasted round 1. Have you shared photos, Sasa? I don't think I've seen it. Don't forget to share so we can see which fabrics you chose. Hannes started on her 3rd round, but working on the EPP Club block and month right now. I know the next drop is coming on Thursday. Very exciting. Terry's still working on round 4, doing great. Hello, Carla, waving back. Let's see. And Angela posted a pic in the school group about 30 minutes ago. I have attached round 3 to round 2 at the tips. Ooh, awesome. Currently sewing the round 3 long sides to each other as I watch this live. Very exciting. And Lori, so glad you're here. Hello from sunny but chilly Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I love that. Sonia, yay! Oh, Sasa goes, I love how you keep bursting into song. It's like, you can't stop me. I can't stop it. It just comes out on its own. Let's see. Julie, so glad you're here. Let's see. Oh, and Julie's working on the edges. All right. Love that. And so she's on round 6 of the 48 inch. Oh, so Julie's making a few. She's like making 30 of them. So if you want to catch up to her, you're welcome to. So even if you're just starting round 1 now, you're totally fine. Make sure you join the school groups if you want access to the previous lives that are not published on YouTube, right? And what are we called? It's like terrible memory. I have memory issues. It's the sew along group. So I'm gonna share the link here. So if you're not inside the sew along school group, come and join us. It's free to join in. That way you get access to all the previous replays as well, and you can come and share your progress and see all the progress photos from all the participants as well. And I could even quickly share. Let's see here. Ta-da! So you can see, I don't need to see me that big. Let's make me a little bit smaller. Okay, move to the corner. And then let's make this bigger. Look at that. See? Ooh, ooh, Angela, I have to come back and, oh, wait, let's check out Angela's. Gorgeous, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Beautiful. And let's check out, who else do we have? Shirley. Ooh, she just started round 3 on connecting them. Oh, love that. How cool is that? Love it, love it, love it. And then we have, oh, this is Shirley sharing her when she was doing round 2. And we have Robin. I love the striped look. Like it's like a candy cane, right? I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So pretty. And who else do we have here? And Terry, her sparkly bits. Look at that. Sparkles very nicely. So pretty. So the sparkly bits, they're just getting easier and easier, right? As each round is added on. Let's see. Row 5, row 5. This is the most current one. This is Sonia's. Gorgeous. Oh my god. Wait a minute. She got all her edges done. Yes. And so this is the 40-inch. Oh, love it. So pretty. So Julie says she's only making 3 this year. I'm a little disappointed. Let's see. I'm just kidding. 3, that's a lot too. I wanted to start a couple other ones, but then I was like, oh, I need to focus on just getting one finished first. But if you remember last week, I was saying, yeah, why not make one for like Easter or Valentine's or summer themed or whatever fabrics are your choice of fabric, you're like your favorites, right? So you don't have to make it necessarily for a Christmas tree skirt. You can make it into the bigger Dresden. Now I look like a little floaty head here. Let's make me bigger. So yeah, so the Dresden, you can make it into completed. Instead of the split skirt, just to make it into completed Dresden too, right? So as you can see here, Sonia's, hers has the split side here so that she can turn this into a tree skirt. But you're more than welcome to close it up and add the center, because the center has been included with all the PDF, SVGs, and the paper, pre-cut paper pieces. So you have the option if you want to make it into a completed Dresden. Oh my goodness. Look, look, look. So pretty. Oh, see, Carolyn finished round 4. I love, love, love how the sparkly bits are like sparkling. Yeah. Ah. So do share your progress photos. It really inspires everyone else too, and I love seeing them. So much fun. Oh, here's one of Julie's. Ta-da! See? Lots of pretty, pretty florals. It could be Christmas. It could just be someone that loves florals too, right? So definitely different, lots of different fabric options for you to get inspired by. And what do you know what the collection is on this one? Is it? It's not Tilda, is it? Is it? I don't think she shared. I don't know if it's Tilda, but yeah, it totally could be a year-round project. So many pretty ones. Let's see. Oh, see, Lois, she's making the Dresden in fall colors, so it looks like a fall. Is she making a table topper? Yes, she closed the center. So yeah, lots of different options. Just use fabrics that you love to use. And you don't need to hoard fabrics. There's always new collections coming out. Big reminder to myself too. So use what you love currently, because who knows? You might not be as in love with it later. So might as well use it while you're like in love with it. Oh, look at Christie's. Row 4 is done. Dun, dun, dun. See how pretty is this? Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh my gosh. See, like making me want to buy all the fabrics. So I have to stay away. So let's see who else is coming along. Okay, let me check the comments here. Wendy, so glad you made it. From cold, windy Iowa. I'm working on attaching round 2. Love that. Very good. Very good. Let's see. And Sonia is on round 5 on her 48-inch. Let's see here. Julie wants to be the Dresden queen too, so she can get multiple crowns. Yes, you can never have too many crowns, right? So Julie is our resident dilly flower queen. I think she's made more dilly flowers than all of us combined. So if you, so I love that. So yes, we'll put that expanding Dresden crown on Julie too. I think Julie's making 3. Kellyanne is making 2. I know quite a few folks are making multiples. Let's see here. Oh, the collection is called Sweet Christmas. Yeah, it's super pretty. Let's see. Nancy, you're here. Awesome. See, Terry says so many beautiful Dresdens. All right. So this week I just wanted to go over the edge piece. Last week we did the edge piece for the 40-inch. So this week the edge piece for the 48-inch is very, very similar. It's just the shape is different, obviously, because the expanding Dresden has been growing. It's been expanding, right? But the basting process is the same. But let me go ahead and switchy poo. Let's do this. Just heard my camera wigging out. Let's see if it's let's see. Move my keyboard out of the way. Press my infamous pink fabric. Got my template. Got the J template for the 48-inch. The 40-inch ended at G. H and I were round 5 for the 48-inch. And J is the edge shape for the 48-inch. I'm just going to trace this. So if you're fussy cutting, acrylic templates obviously come in handy because you can see through. If you don't have acrylic templates, you can use template plastic. Just trace your paper. Let's see. It keeps on wigging out. There we go. Just trace your paper and then add seam allowance, whether it's 1/4 inch or 3/8, whatever your favorite is that you like to use. Just use that. And then let's go ahead and cut this out. Oh my gosh, I've been cutting up my little remnants from the expanding Dresden pieces into 3/8-inch dilly flowers because why not, right? I've been trying to clean up my scraps as I go so that it doesn't become like this gigantic mountain of scraps that it's like impossible to get through. Or maybe I'm just procrastinating cleaning. Who knows? So we got this, and I went ahead and wrote the basting order that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the 2 bottom sides, the connecting sides, and the top I'm not going to baste at all. Just like we did with the G templates. Let's see. It's rain on again and off again. Oh, in New York. Wow, 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 wow. We've had lots of clouds here, but no rain recently. Let me go put a little glue here. Going to center it as best I can. Does not have to be exact. Don't worry about that. Put the mic here. And then I'm just going to follow my basting directions. Side 1. Try to stay away from the edge of the paper. That's when you're going to notice it's hard to push a needle through when you're sewing if you get a lot of glue here, right? So you want to try to not get glue right on the edge because that will leave the fabric more easy to penetrate with your needle as you're sewing. And then we do side 2. Like so. Side 3. And notice I go all the way into the seam allowance so that it'll stay down once I fold it over. And side 4. And the top edge, I'm just going to leave open. If you feel more comfortable basting this, you can go ahead. Just try to avoid sewing the sides down when you're connecting the adjacent piece because you're going to want to open this up after we're removing the papers. Okay? So super easy. And then we have questions about doing the center circle again. So this is the one we did a few weeks ago. Let me just undo it. Well, this is satisfying. Like ASMR. So then we have this centerpiece. Just add a little bit of glue. Center it as best you can on top of your fabric. Obviously, this one remembers where I had the paper because it's been glued down, right? And I pressed it. And then I'm just going to go ahead Add glue. Again, try to stay away from getting it all the way to the edge. Oops. But if you do, don't stress about it. It's just going to be a little harder when you sew it together, but it's not the end of the world, okay? Grab another one. And then we push down. And you want to make sure that the little folds don't start from the edge of the piece. You want to make sure that the folds start slightly inside the edge of the seam allowance, okay? That way you are guaranteed to get really, really nice and smooth curves. And then we keep on going. Boom, boom. And if you're thread basting, you would do like a basting stitch going all the way through loosely and then pull to get the gathers, okay? But even then, when you get the gathers, make sure that you when you're pressing it with your iron, because you want to set it right, that the creases don't go all the way to the edge. And if you have a few that are going all the way to the edge and you notice a bump on your fabric and it's not super smooth, then just undo it and do it over again. And then if you thread baste it and after you press it, you notice that there's bumps on your fabric, then just go ahead and repress it. So this one, I noticed I didn't go all the way with the crease like so. Okay. Ta-da! And then we got the center circle. Hello, Sherry from Tennessee. So glad you're here. Oh, Sirius and Apollo have their 15th birthdays this month. Happy birthday to Sirius and Apollo. What are you going to do to celebrate, Nancy? I would love to know. And I went ahead, so I was going to make a tree skirt with mine too, right? So here's mine. I actually went ahead and closed this up just so I could show you how to attach the center circle. And here it's all folded up so it can fit on screen. And all my papers have already been removed. And if you remember, I shared my new favorite tool is this little clover hooked awl. So it's the tip is bent. It has that little Captain Hooky kind of look, like so. And it makes it super easy just to like slide it under the seam allowance and loosen it up. So all my papers have already been removed, but if your papers are in, that's totally fine too. Then go ahead and trace underneath. You'll feel the edge of the paper. Go ahead and trace it and mark it in a few spots. These are from before. These marks are from before when I showed you a couple of weeks ago and I hadn't removed the papers yet. Let's say you've removed the papers already and you don't know how to place it centered, the center circle in the hole, then just take your A template, place it where it should have been, and just trace it. Let me wait for the camera. There we go. And just trace the edge and then go ahead and place it. You don't need to trace all the pieces, just like 4 points or so, just to help you center the circle. Like this. Let's do one more. So, and I hope you can see the marks, right, where I put them, the little marks. And then take the center circle and then slap a little glue on here, like so. Like that. So I'm being a little generous. Okay, and then we want to make sure that we put the circle down inside those lines. And you can see line, 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 and it lines up perfectly like that. Ta-da! Boom. And then what you would do, see how the paper's still in. While the paper's still in, go ahead and EPP applique this to these round one pieces. And then you can remove the paper. We can go ahead and flip this over. Like so. See how it's perfectly centered? And after we sew it on, let's say imagine this was sewn on, then we could come in here, lift up the seam allowance. Glue's still a little tacky since I just glued this. And then go ahead and remove the paper. Maybe I should give it a few more seconds. Gee. Dry, you. Dry. 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 Let's see. Give it a few seconds. Just imagine it's dried already, okay? And then if you want to, you could definitely do a little embroidery, some decorations here on the center. I think that would be super fun too. See, I didn't put enough glue. So yes, so remove the paper after the glue set and you've actually stitched it together, right? So I'm just cheating, just so I can show you. Let me fold it back up so it's more manageable again. So let's say you were working on turning this into a skirt, but now you changed your mind and you want to turn it into completed Dresden. Super easy, just sew the slit closed, right? So I sewed this part closed here up top just so I can get the full circle. But I could very easily just come in here and sew the remaining open side closed and just make it into a full Dresden, like so. And another thing you want to do before you remove the edge papers, make sure you give this a good press. See how you see the fold here where the seam allowance is? Just give it a good press before you remove the papers, okay? That way you have the seam mark, and then when you're sewing the front and back together, you'll be able to see where the binding should go, and then it'll make it much easier. Let's see here. Oh, Hannah says, I thread basted my circle, but I don't press my pieces. I find it easier to work with if I don't. Yeah, if that works easier for you, then that's great. I like to press just so that the hold on. My camera's croaking. I like to press my pieces just to set the initial crease. And then when I remove my papers, the fabric will remember where the crease was, right? And then it's easier. But that might be because I like to glue paste. Or did I do that one? I did. I do. I'm a presser though. I like to press everything. And then if I can add a little burst of steam too, it's like, oh, makes my day. Like steam pressing is the best because you get that really, really nice sharp crease, right? But if you don't like to press, that's totally fine. Yeah, definitely do whatever works for you. Let's see here. Let me something Julie said. So Julie said, while hands are healing after surgery, I'll be glue basting more dilly flowers and edges. Wait, are you even supposed to use your hands after surgery, Julie? Or is that considered physical therapy? I think you have to be careful, right? Not to put a lot of pressure on your wrist after surgery. If I'm not incorrect, do let us know. But yes, yeah, don't be basting nothing if you have to just rest. Let's see here. See, yeah, Julie, that does not sound like resting. Take it easy, okay? And then Christy asks, how do you plan to finish yours? Will you be quilting it? I think I'll just be I'll be quilting mine. I'm thinking about whether I want to machine quilt it or hand quilt it. I feel like I'm like drowning in my name here. I have yet to decide because I always say I want to hand quilt my project, but then that's gonna be like, okay, see ya in 3 years, right? So I might do just machine stitching, and then I'm a big fan of straight stitching. Okay, I'm not very good at the free motion quilting. I'm super jealous of Sasa. She got this really, really nice sewing machine that has the Sasa, what is that feature called? That's the thread tension for you when you're free motion quilting. Bernina has it, but Sasa got a different machine that has it too. I forgot. But yeah, I can't stand it when my stitches are like mini, 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 and then they skip because I don't get the movement straight when I'm doing free motion quilting. So at least with straight line quilting, it'll be nice and even stitches. Uh, but big stitch quilting, it's definitely like one of my favorites, and then it's very, very relaxing. But I'm thinking, do I want to finish this up before Christmas 2025, or is this gonna be a 2026 project? So, because yeah, I'm not very fast at hand quilting. Takes me very, very long. Yes, stitch regulator. It has a fancy name. What's it called? It has a fancy name. Not that fancy, but is it? Don't they have a name for it? Uh, or it's just called a stitch regulator. I felt like they had like a fancy name for it, but yes. So Bernina has it, and Saza got the Janomi. Yes, that's what you said, right? Yeah, stitch regulator. Yeah, it's very, very. I tried one of the machines with the stitch regulator at one of the quilt shows. It's like, oh, all the angels came out. I was like, oh, I love this. But then, how often am I gonna use it? But my Bernina is getting on the older side, so but she still works like a great workhorse. She's amazing. She's oh yeah, my Bernina's like ooh 20 years old now. But yes, but she did not have a stitch regulator. It's actually the Bernina Artista that has the big old extension that you can slap on for the to do embroidery work. But yeah, it did not come with stitch regulator, and I was very, very sad when I found out Bernina had those. Uh oh yeah, see, Sasa says I find big stitch quilting hard on my hands. Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of muscle power, right? So yeah, and then what is that machine again that does the like the sashiko sewing, the baby lock? Oh, that looks amazing too, because that gives you that big stitch quilty look. But do I want to buy a machine just for the big stitch quilty look? Angel over here says, "Well, yes, you do. Yes, you do." And Devil over here, no. Angel says no, and Devil says yes. I got them crisscrossed. So yeah. So I know quite a few have those. Have the Bernina. The baby lock sashiko machine, right? And I'm like super jealous. So yes, do tell us how you love it. Yeah. I have seen those at quilt shows too, but I never got to like try sewing on one. I should like find out when the next quilt shows are in my area, just so I can go and like experiment and try it out. Uh Wait, Nancy says I discovered the Queen of Diamonds quilt kit under my bed today. I will probably start making it soon. You should, and please share progress photos. I know Sasa made hers. Like she was keeping up with the quilt along for that one. Yes. Oh, there are lots of different sashiko machines in Japan. So Baby Lock's not the only one. Oh. Oh, oops. Laura says, no, don't buy the sashiko machine. It's a piece of crap. Oh. Yes, you did not have a good experience, yeah? And Andrew goes, you're asking the wrong group of people. We will always tell you yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why we're all friends. Ding. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. That's terrible. Lori, what was your experience with it? Does it skip stitches or is it just a pain in the butt to work with? Because I hear like so many people loving it. So I'm like, kind of curious too. All right. So let me show you next steps. If you're making whether you're making the skirt or the full Dresden, you should have bias binding tape. You can use pre-cut binding tape if you don't want to make oh my god, I can't say bias today. Bias binding, but you need to have bias binding. Very, very important. If you have straight edge binding, you will start to pull your hair because the whole expanding Dresden is round, right? you need a bias binding so that it bends and flexes as you're attaching the binding. If you everything's stopping. If you try to use straight edge binding, it will not bend along the curve. So I will show you quickly here the difference. Oh, camera, come on. There we go. So if you use straight edge binding, where we just cut it along the cross grain or straight grain, right? Either way, see how the fabric does not have a lot of flex like that. It has a little more on the straight grain, does flex a little bit. Crosswise grain, not so much. It's super stiff. But if I turn this at a 45-degree angle, see how it's like flexes like that? So that's what we want. So when you're cutting your bias binding for the expanding Dresden, make sure you cut it at a 45-degree angle. Easy to find out if it's a 45-degree angle. So if you happen to have a fat quarter, just press it like so. And there's your 45-degree angle. And then I'm partial to 2.25-inch binding, but I included fabric requirements for a 2.5-inch binding just to give you a little wiggle room if you prefer. So you want to cut the binding width that you like. Let's say we do 2.5. So definitely personal preference here too, the binding width. I like 2.25, and if I can get away with it, even 2-inch. I like narrow bindings, but that's all personal preference. And then just cut like that. Just gonna cut this so you can see, because I'm cutting this on the bias. It'll be nice and flexible and bend around the curve of your expanding Dresden perfectly. Like so. Just gonna go ahead and press it. Finger press it. Like that. And now when I pull, see how it flexes and goes bendy like that, right? So make sure you have bias binding, because that one will flex around the curve as you're sewing it on to your expanding Dresden edge, like so. So if it's straight edge binding, it will not flex around and you'll be very, very sad. Let's see here. Oh, Sasa heard the same thing about the Sashiko machine. Dang it. Friends are and enablers, yes. Enablers Anonymous. Laura said it's a huge pain as it keeps breaking down. I took a class which used that machine, the Baby Lock Sashiko, and no one got their project completed due to breaking down constantly. Oh no, what a bummer. Oh, dang it. Oh, it makes me so sad. I was all excited for it. Let's see. It was on my wish list, but yeah, maybe I'll just do it by hand. Julie Sasa goes, Julie, they are not anonymous. They are proud enablers. Yes, we are. We like to enable. Why not? You know, life's too short not to, like, have some fun picking fabrics and buying more fabrics than we need, because then we have like extra fun with our stash when we're picking it for a project, right? Let's see. Yes. Angela says, if you make a second one for a different holiday purpose, you can sew them back to back and have it reversible and not have to make two backs. Yes. So when we did the original expanding Dresden, the 25-inch version, we had one lady who made the expanding Dresden reversible. She made two and slap them together. So she had a reversible one. So it's super exciting and fun. You can definitely do that. Yes, yes, yes. So if you want a reversible Christmas tree skirt, yes, you can make two and just sew them back, right sides together, and then flip them inside out, and you would have a reversible one as well. Yes. And Nancy's being held hostage by her two cats. Uh-oh. Meow if you need some help. Meow. See, yes, Angela, great idea. Oh no, they have you pinned down. Oh no. Let's see here. Let's see if I see anything. So I think everyone that's inside the sew along group, everyone is a quilter already. So you all know how to make bias binding tape, right? Or how to make binding tape. And I'm sure you all have your preference, whether you like 2¼ inch width or 2½. So again, the fabric requirements that are included includes for a 2½ inch, just so you have enough fabric. And then the straps are for I included enough fabric requirements to make 6 straps at 10 inches long each. So just continue making the bias tape, and I would actually just take 10-inch strips and turn the 2 raw edges together like so. So you get a foiled binding, double fold binding, and just go and sew the open edge together, and then you got yourself a matching strap that will go together with your binding strips too. Now, if you don't want to make your own straps, you're very welcome to use ribbons. That would be super pretty too. Um, what's it called? The not rope. Oh, there's a name for it. Like like twisted thread, like thicker thread. Not rope, not thick as a rope, but there's lots of options for you to make the ties that are going to tie the ends together, right? So you want to make sure that you place one on each of the corners of the top and the bottom, and one in the center. And if you do want to add more, that's your choice too. I was thinking about, what if I just make it like a cam snap, like snappy, snap together the edge, right? If I don't want to tie it. But you're gonna have enough fabric to make the double fold bias tape so that it's perfect match with your binding, and just make 6 pieces of straps, and then we'll be attaching those together. Oh, it's retaliation for the morning vet visit. Oh, that is so funny. Let's see here. Cord, yes. Oh my god. It's like I'm having major like word farts today. I just like went in one ear and went out the other. It's like, what? What's the rope? Cord. Yes, cord. Oh, Nancy says Velcro. That's a great idea too. If you want to overlap your edges, yes, you could use Velcro. Very, 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 very true. Let's see. So I just want to make sure whether everyone's okay with making their own straps and the bias binding. Because I know you'll still be working on removing all your papers, and make sure you press your projects before you put them on top of batting, right? And then whether you're going to quilt it by hand or machine, that's your choice. And then the binding itself, as long as it's bias binding, you'll be fine. Just make sure it's not straight edge binding. And then they have bias binding available in most sewing shops. No longer Joann's, but like Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I think Michael's carries it too, right? And then you have all the quilt shops, obviously. They'll more than likely have bias tape, bias binding available. Zaza goes, I thought it was just me that had brain farts. I know, you're not alone. Join the brain fart club. Yes, even ribbon ties, right? So after all your binding's done, adding the ribbon ties could be like the more lush, like satiny, wider ribbons. They would be super pretty too. So there's lots of things that you can experiment with, and no way is wrong. Nancy goes, we all do. We all have brain farts. Welcome to the brain fart club. Welcome. We don't remember why we're here, but we're here. Let's see. And then yeah, you could use ribbon, you can use cord, you can use the um bias binding because there's enough fabric in there for you to make those. So lots of different options. I used to collect holiday like Christmas ribbon, but those are like super white and they do have the little wire edge, but they're super easy to remove. So you can just make it out of those as well if you have them. Let's see here. Uh Sasa goes, I'm having them a lot. It's okay. I don't think you're EPPing enough. That's why you're having more brain farts. That's my excuse. Oh my gosh, Nancy, going on 69 years old, 69 years young next month. Oh, love it. You have to, are you celebrating with cake? Please tell me you're going to have cake. Yes. Uh, uh, uh. So do let me know inside the sew along group if you want to see the step for making the bias tape. But I think everyone's a quilter already, so everyone knows how to make bias tape. But I want to make sure if we have quilty beginners that they're feeling okay with making bias tape too. I'm trying to like scroll through. Yeah, I think everyone's a quilter. And it's like one of those things that most quilters, like think most quilters know how to make bias tape, right? Let me switch. So do let me know inside the sew along group if you're not familiar with making bias tape, or you can let me know here too, and I can definitely upload a quick video to show you the steps. Oh, so Christy goes, I am new to quilting. I've only made 5. Oh, you made a lot of quilts, but none have had round edges. So I would love to see everyone's finished pieces. I may post a million questions in the school group. See, that's what the school group is for. Yeah, come ask all the questions, and I'll definitely post a video in there to show you the steps of when we do attach the binding. But you want to, so if you made 5 quilts already, so the process is the same for attaching the batting and the backing. Obviously, right? So you want to make sure that the batting and the backing is bigger than the expanding Dresden, so you have wiggle room as you're quilting it. Um, I might just skip the quilting altogether just to have a finished piece to show you how to attach the binding. So there's lots of wiggle room, right? There's no wrong way or right way. My 25-inch Dresdens, I decided not to even quilt them. And then we have few participants that turn them into wall hangings or just more like decorations with no quilting whatsoever. So don't feel like you have to quilt the expanding Dresden either. If you don't want to quilt it like traditional quilts, you could even just make sure that you have some straight line stitching going through some of the seams just to attach it, keep it together with the batting and the backing. Or you could do the tying method where you just tie different spots to keep it all in place. Lots of different options, right? So don't feel like you have to do traditional quilting on the Christmas tree skirt. So you have lots of options. See, yes, Sasa says, Christy, go ahead. Everyone will help you if they can. Yes. Oh my god, I love that. Christy taught herself to quilt over the last few months by watching TikTok videos. See, like TikTok is like the last place I would think people will be sharing quilting tutorials, and little did I know, like there's more and more crafty like tutorials and whatnot on TikTok, right? I just got really overwhelmed with TikTok because everything just like you just scroll and then half your day is gone. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna watch TikTok. But yes, it's exciting that you learned quilting from TikTok. That's so fun. So yes, do post any questions you have in the school group and we'll all try to help each other out. Let me see if there's any other comments. Da-da. I'm going to give it a few seconds. And you have all the fabric requirements for the binding on your download if you got the PDF or SVG. And if you got the paper packs, you have the little pages in there as well. See? Christy, that's cool. I learned in YouTube University. Yeah, I'm a YouTube University student as well. Oh, that's so funny. Let's see here. All right. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. Hopefully, I will not forget stitch regulators and cords. That string, the thicker string that's not as thick as a rope. uh, I would be terrible at those word games. I'll be like, that thing. Let's see here. Da-da-da. Okay. All right. I think I got all the questions and we're pretty much on time. Love it. So I will share my tips for making bias binding inside the school group. It's a free group, so come and join us if you want to. I'll share the link here one more time. Copy, paste, and all. There we go. And thanks, Zaza. Hit the like button, everyone. If you don't hit the like button, I don't know what's gonna happen. We're all gonna have brain farts for all eternity. But yeah, so let's see. What was I talking about? Yes, the bias binding. So I'll make sure to put up a tutorial how to make the bias binding tape. That way you'll have it ready. But for now, focus on removing all your papers and make sure you have the folding mark on your edge pieces. And if you forgot, that's fine. Remember, again, you can just take the edge piece like we did the center A piece, just put it on top and trace where the edge is, right? Because we don't know that it's going to be exactly quarter or 3/8 of an inch, okay? And what else? And then come inside the school group and ask any questions you have and remove all your papers, press your project, think about the backing that you want to use, or if you want to make a double so it's reversible, even more fun. And if you're going to keep it as a tree skirt or make it into a completed Dresden. And I will see you all next week, and I'll see you inside the school group.